Hello everybody, welcome back to EduTap. I hope you guys are doing absolutely good. So if you are preparing for PFRDA Grade A interview and if you want to know that how you can improve your performance in the upcoming interview of PFRDA Grade A, then this particular video is for all of you. First of all, reaching to an interview itself is a big stage, right? So don't ruin your chances by performing bad in interview. Therefore, I will request you to please watch this particular video till the end. Although, see, to be really very frank, I will not tell you the exact questions which the interview panel member can ask to you. Rather, I will tell you an approach that how you can prepare and what are the common mistakes which you can avoid. Right? So let's be realistic, and this is what I'm going to represent in my video. First, I will tell you that why interview is the most important stage according to me, right? Then we will discuss the most important pillars, important points related to your DAF, understanding of the organization, how many months and types of current affairs you have to do, what is the knowledge required for subjects like economy, finance, and pension, interview mannerism, and how to handle insecurities also. So these are the points which we have to discuss one by one. First, let's start with why interview is a very important stage. Simple, my friends. The answer to this particular question is clear. You are not yet PFRD Grade A officer. Once you clear the interview, then only you will be called as a PFRD Grade A officer, right? So don't take interview stage as a granted stage. इसको हल्के में नहीं लेना है. Rather, you have to prepare in a very professional manner so that you can have a very good chance in your final selection. Right? So whatever efforts you have done in phase 1, whatever efforts you have done in phase 2, multiply them by 2 and prepare for interview. Because see, interviews are starting from 25th or 26th of November, right? So hardly a week is left. So give as much energy as you have for PFRDA. It is a very good job and you will definitely relish all the important positives of this particular job for your entire life. So just 6 to 7 days, give your best shot. Do not take interview as a very like हल्के में नहीं लेना है that particular वाली stage. Okay, so this is the first thing. Please make sure that you perform very good in interview. Now, what are the most important pillars for your PFRDA grade interview? See, there can be multiple pillars, but according to me, three pillars are very, very important. First is clear communication. If you are not good in English, then they have given you the option that you can communicate the interview in Hindi also, right? But maximum students who have consulted us, they have used English as their language. So if you are using English, then be ready to answer all the questions in English only. But your communication should be precise. By which I mean, if they are asking you a question, don't give any long answers, right? If possible, try to be specific and try to make sure that you communicate fluently, right? A little bit of breakage is allowed, but if you go completely blank and if you are not able to have a if you are not able to have correct pronunciation of the words, then definitely it's not need to worry. Like what happened with me just now. If I was not able to have a correct pronunciation of the word, stop and then begin, right? Because what happens in maximum of the students is that they are not able to have enough confidence because of communication. So even if you have some flaws in the communication, it's okay, completely okay. There is no need to go into a underconfidence situation. Rather, just have a kind of a fluency in your communication. Even the panel members, if you see, they are also not having good, excellent communication skills, but they are confident. And this is where my second point, personality, is coming. If you are not like seeming confidence on the interview day, you are looking very lazy in the interview chair, you are bending forward, your posture is not correct, then definitely who will take you in their interview? Who will take you in their organization? Rather, right? So make sure that you are uptight, like you should be going it as like a kind of an army officer. Like you should be having that kind of confidence in you. And yes, knowledge you already have because you have cleared phase 1 and phase 2, but now the knowledge has to be shown in the spoken manner, like in the communication manner, because in phase 1 and phase 2 you are just solving the questions on a computer screen. But now if the interview panel member asks you that what is Atal Pension Yojana, what is your national pension scheme, how they are bringing a good change in India, how they are covering the informal sector or formal sector, so you should be able to communicate with them, right? So according to me, three very important pillars for your interview preparation will be communication, personality, and knowledge, right? And I will also tell you that if you are having flaws in communication, then don't worry. Minor flaws, everybody has it, but don't let it become a very major one, right? Please remember this. And your personality should be like a kind of an army officer, right? Because you are applying for an officer post, so you have to think like an officer, not as a kind of a kid, right? Next is the important points from your biodata. Now see, biodata is basically that particular point which you have already filled now. Your DAF, which is your PIF in this case, you have already filled and you have given to the PFRD Grade A authority, so you cannot change it. But believe me, DAF is the golden document in your interview. Whatever you have written in your DAF, you should be able to justify it. For example, if you have written leadership qualities, if you have written good communicator qualities, if you have written any kind of internship, any kind of extracurricular activities, any kind of work experience and whatnot, then be ready from DAF. There will be 100% of the questions. For example, in my interview when I was appearing in RBI and in other interviews also, the most expected question which they start the interview is, what is the meaning of your name? My name is quite unique, right? Jalaj, Jalaj. So they always start the interview like this. Tell me the meaning of your name. And it has happened in three interviews which I have appeared. So these are some expected questions which I can see on my DAF. So you might also see some of the expected questions on your DAF. For example, if you are a fresher, then I will definitely want you to prepare on this question, that why you want to join PFRDA right now. Why not you appear for some other exams and then appear for PFRDA? Something like this, right? Like why there is so hurry to join PFRDA. If you are having working experience under your belt, then why you are switching jobs, right? So everything which you have mentioned in your DAF, whether it's a full stop or whether it's the full statement, questions can be asked on any different damn thing. They can also ask you questions related to your email ID if your email ID is quite unique, right? So DAF say most of the questions will be there, and those who are having plain DAF, they have not written any hobbies, they have not written any major work qualification, they have not written any certificate. Don't worry, right? Even if your DAF look plains, you don't have to worry because that will lead to some easy questions to you which you can score good, right? So prepare on your DAF. There can be multiple questions related to your hobbies, related to your work ex, related to your personality also, related to your place of area which you are coming from. For example, if you are coming from a place like Kurukshetra, which is very famous because of Mahabharata, right? So you should be ready for certain questions like why your place is famous, right? Certain very important traits of your place, something like this. So every word, like the overall discussion, if I have to sum up, every word which you have written on the DAF is important. And my friends, you can also start a practice which we also call it as mirror practice. Mirror practice means what? That you are standing in front of mirror, right? And now you are answering the questions to yourself. So it's like I am answering to myself. And if I am confident, then yes, it will show to you. Like it will show to you to your mirror image only. But if you are not confident, you will not be able to match your eyes. You will not be able to connect your eyes with the mirror image, right? So if this is possible, do this exercise. This will help you a lot, right? This is known as mirror exercise. If you are laughing, if you are giggling, then definitely you are not prepared for interview. But if you are like straight into your eyes, you are able to speak confidently, damn good thing to do, right? Next, understanding the organization before you are joining, which is PFRDA. Simply, there is no need to look for any book. Just go on the website of PFRDA. On the website of PFRDA, read the annual report. Read any other press release which they have released. All the notifications of last 3 months should be on your tips. Whatever schemes they are running. For example, PFRDA has a very important contribution when it comes to the pension related schemes like NPS and APY. We all have studied that in phase 2. So if the panel member asks you that what is the role of CRA, what is the role of what is the role of central record keeping agencies, what is the role of PFRDA and NPS or CRA, or what is the role of pension funds and NPS, and if you are not able to answer it, it will send a very bad image. So make sure that you go thorough to the website. Like you should always invest more time in website, right? So either they will ask you questions on website, either they will ask you question on DAF, right? Or either they can ask you questions from journal current affairs scenarios, right? Or either they can ask you some static related information from commerce and accounts, from companies act, or from economics, depending upon the background which you are coming from. For example, a student who is coming from commerce and accounts background, like he is a proper chartered accountant, then definitely I will try to test his knowledge through accounting standards. But a student who is coming from an engineering background, I will just try to check that how much basic knowledge of finance this particular guy has, right? So but the foremost discussion on this particular slide is what, that you have to go on PFRDA website and read a lot about it, right? Read about the customer initiatives which PFRDA is taking, read about all the major laws related to PFRDA, read about the mission, the vision, and the overall organizational structure of PFRDA. That will help you a lot, right? Next, how many months and what type of current affairs you have to prepare for interview. See, this is not your phase two anymore. This is interview, and in interview they will try to check your knowledge, or they will try to check your opinion on one particular thing. For example, the recent war between USA and India in the term of tariffs. Like, what is tariff? How it will impact India? They can ask you about this. They can also ask you about the financial inclusion, because every now and then financial inclusion is in news, right? So you have to be ready for certain opinion based questions in which you have to show that yes, madam and sir, this is my opinion and this is what I am made for, right? Now, there is no need to mug up all the current affairs, by the way, but yes, notifications of PFRDA, press release of PFRDA, speeches given by their main persons should be done. But if you are thinking about schemes, reports, that is not important, right? Rather, opinion on those schemes and report is important, right? So how many months of current affair? This question never comes. Rather, you have to focus on PFRD website and cover 3 months of notification press releases. That should be on your tips. And what type of current affairs? Opinion based current affairs you have to follow. For this, you can read the newspaper also for whatever number of days you have for your interview, right? Next point, don't stress much on the current affairs. This is what again a point is, because if you worry too much about current affairs, if they ask you information related to PFRDA which you are already covering in the website, if they ask you some DAF related information, then current affairs won't help you. So don't stress much on current affairs, just build your basic knowledge. Next point, required knowledge of economics, finance, and pension. See, PFRD works for pension, so your pension sector should be sorted, right? Whatever you have studied in phase 2, revise it. Same goes for finance and economics also, because finance and economics are the journal skills in which PFRD is also involved. But if you are coming from chartered accountancy, then you should have a good hang of companies act, costing, and commerce and accounts also. But if you are coming from a journal background as in like engineering background, not specialist, then definitely economic, finance, and pension, whatever you have covered in phase 2, just revise it. That will help you a lot, right? Moreover, just go with your phase 2 subjects, because they will not ask you anything outside it, right? So again, if I repeat, if you have to choose your overall orientation of preparation, prepare on the PFRDA website, prepared from the DAF, prepared on your, I would say, recent current affairs which are happening around the globe, and last but not the least is your phase 2 subjects. There is no need to stress much. If you just do these 4 things, you are very well sorted, my friend, right? Next point, how to handle insecurities during interview. See, insecurities is like you have to be loyal. First of all, if you have gap years, if you are having any category advantage, if you are having any other kind of security, your age is very, very high and all that stuff, don't worry. Just accept them. Yes, sir, I have gap years because I was studying for UPSC, right? So if you have gap years, justify them that why you have gap years. You were not doing any wastage of time, right? It was just a matter of luck. If you would have luck, then definitely you would have cleared that particular exam. So any insecurity which you have during your interview, there is no need to defend it. You just accept that yes, sir, this is a flaw in me. At the same time, I am not accepting, rather I am just trying to tell you that this particular flaw which I have is justified. Like, I was studying in that particular period, whatever flaw you have. If you are doing time wasting, then definitely this is not the correct answer. But any insecurity, any kind of insecurity you have, just try to accept it and just try to tell a reason behind it, which has to be validated, right? And yes, do prepare on your DAF again, because DAF will tell the interview panel members whether you have a gap year or not, right? So these questions will come from your DAF only, and that's why I say DAF is the golden document for the interview preparation. Last point is interview mannerism. See, my friends, in interview mannerism, I will say your dress matters. So do not go in informal dress. At the same time, your entry matters and your exit also matters. By interview mannerism, I mean that how you conduct your overall personality in that particular interview. If you are chewing your nails, if you are just very shabbily dressed, your hairs are coming out and whatnot, you are having a very heavy beard like I am having currently, this is not good, right? You have to be like simple man. You have to be like a simple woman. You don't have to overdress. You don't have to like, I would say what, you have to just be simple. Take your personality to the interview panel members in the light manner as possible. The moment you are making an entry, make sure that you knock the door and then enter, right? If you are exiting, then definitely you can exit. You can see multiple different interview mannerism videos are there on YouTube also, right? Moreover, we are also having our interview guidance program of PFRDA. The link of same is given in the description box below. You can join it, and definitely there are multiple interview mannerism video which we are giving to you on our Telegram channel. So have a watch on it. That will also help you. In interview mannerism, like you need to have a smile on your face always. You don't have to be stressful. You have to be calm, composing, lovable person, humble person, noble person, all those qualities of an ethical person, right? So this is where we have discussed all of our content of the table. I hope this video was able to add some value into your interview preparation. Mind you, my friends, whatever happened in the interview, you are already a champion for me. Why? Because clearing phase 1 and phase 2 itself is a very big ball game. Now just 6 days of more quality preparation, you will give your interview in the best manner then. All the very best. Thank you for watching this video, and I wish you loads of lucks, right? Go there and have a good interview.